Not every book is a Q4 book. And this is what I'm going to talk about today. Pick the wrong niche and you're going to burn the biggest season of the year. So here are the ones that actually win and how to spot yours. So this is going to be my follow-up from my earlier video this week, just talking about, what to do for Q4 and how to be prepped. So let's dive in. So here's the thing, and I'm going to make this a little bit smaller and then we can go from there. These are the types of books that we're looking for Q4. Q4 is giftable season, right? Like we're into the gift season. And obviously people buy different types of books, but the biggest question that you need to ask yourself is, would someone buy this for someone else, right? So the books that are going to crush it in Q4, they need a recipient. So there's an obvious person that it's for. It could be a kid, a dad, a teacher, a friend, doesn't really matter, but it's an obvious gift. Second part that you need is an emotion, right? It makes the giver feel something. Like this is so them, or they want to give this to them because it's going to make them feel so good, right? Again, it's not so much about the emotion of the gift receiver. It's really the gift giver that needs to feel some type of emotion about it. And then, of course, for it to be a giftable book, you need an occasion. So we're talking Christmas, a birthday, a new baby, a loss, a thank you, however that might be, right? But that's what we're looking for in Q4. We're looking for specifically giftable books. So 2 out of 3, that equals a gift. All 3, it's a Q4 winner. So again, really you just need 2 out of 3, but if you hit all 3, then you have an absolute smash hit. So let's talk about the niches that actually win, right? And these are real examples. So here's 6 giftable winners. You got kids books. So it says here for parents and grandparents, right? But really what that means is these are the people that are going to buy the books, right? So 100,000 Whys, I'm sure you guys have already seen. That book is absolutely crushing it. Those types of books are just going to crush in Q4. You got coloring and activity books, right? Again, these are practical things. People like books that are actually going to be practical. You have prompted or guided journals. That's something that you give for a spouse, a parent, your best friend. I would also kind of throw in the dad, I want to hear your story. We can talk about like the gift books in general, the couples gift books. I would throw that into here. Prompted journals, fill in the blank journals. You got prayer and devotionals. Spiritual warfare prayer is one of those that I can think of that was really big on TikTok. You have Alabaster Co., right, that are just absolutely crushing it. 52 weeks in the Bible. So we're talking about like prayers and devotionals, something practical. Cookbooks, absolutely crush on TikTok. Again, you can show the end result, right? And it's very practical. So anyone who's, if you know someone that's interested in buying or in a specific diet, it would make sense to buy them that cookbook. Cookbooks are great gifts, right? And then you have novelty self-help. So what I mean by novelty self-help is not generic like my books, emotional intelligence and inner child healing and communication. Those are more like evergreen books. I'm talking like novelty self-help. So, things like you deserve this, SHIT, right? So again, these are just going to be a little bit more novelty, a little bit more interesting, or a little bit more like a catchy title, more so than kind of like generic self-help topics that are always evergreen. So these are going to be the 6 giftable winners. Now, and personally, if it were me, I would go for kids books, prompted journals, or prayers and devotionals. Those would be my 3 picks, but all of these are viable. And you got to match the book to the moment, right? So every gift rides a real occasion. And we're going to be coming into Christmas and Hanukkah. But of course, there's things like new baby, sympathy and grief, teacher thank you, graduation, Father's and Mother's Day, white elephant, anniversary, right? I mean, if we look at a brand like Larkin Road, which I did a case study on earlier, they ride Christmas, they ride Father's Mother's Day, they ride anniversary, right? Like they're going for every single one of the holidays throughout the year, and then making sure that they have something that's giftable that rides that moment. Now with Q4 coming in, you could do specifically for Christmas. I would probably go even higher generically, right? So that you're looking at something like a gift to your parents. That's something that could be more evergreen while also riding the wave of Q4. So here's the targeting shift, right? Like this is the most important thing to keep in mind when you're doing these types of books. And this is why these books basically sell like hotcakes, right? Because you're marketing to the giver. You're not marketing to the reader. And at the end of the day, I'm not saying that you should create a low quality book, but at the end of the day, in these cases, right? No one cares at the end of the day if it's like a good book on the back end, right? Because it's really about the giver, how they're feeling. And the giver is probably not even going to read the book. Or if it's a fill in the blank, they're going to fill it out and give it, right? But at the end of the day, that's why you can see some books that I look at and go, wow, like from a quality perspective, they're not that amazing, but they're marketed so well to the giver, right? And the feeling that the giver is going to have in giving that gift, perceiving the emotion that obviously the receiver is going to have too. So when you have books that are aimed at the reader, that's, great for early readers. It's feature focused. It speaks to the person who will use the book and not the one that's buying the gift. So most of my books, emotional intelligence, inner child healing, is for these types of people, which is evergreen. But, in a lot of ways, it's a little bit more challenging to market, right? Because you are marketing to a person who is aware of a problem that they're having themselves, and they need to also be in a position to where they're wanting to change that problem. They're wanting a solution to that problem. They're wanting to do the work that it takes to solve that problem, right? That's a little bit harder than, oh, I'm just going to fill out this book and I'm going to give it to my significant other and they're going to love it, right? So this obviously works, but when you're aiming at the giver, that's like, the gift that got my nephew off the iPad, right? Like now we're talking about the emotion. So you get to show the reaction. It speaks to, will this land for the person that I'm buying it for? So that's the same book, it's a completely different pull, right? So, when you're marketing like a dad's gift book, right, where you write all the things that you love about your dad in the book and you give it to your dad, you're not going to market it to the dad. You're going to market it to the child that's giving it. And it's going to be something along the lines of, the hook will be something along the lines of, your dad doesn't know how much you love him. Tell him before it's too late, right? That just sits so hard in the emotions. You're like, I do want to tell my dad how much I love him. And I want to fill this out and give it to him. So it's really about the giver so much more than aiming at the reader. So what doesn't win in Q4, right? So people don't gift their problems. So generic self-help, bought to fix your own problem, budgeting, habits, productivity, emotional intelligence, inner child healing. I keep mentioning that. Like those books do not get that same lift in Q4, right? Those are evergreen. So again, for me, I definitely see a lift in Q4, but I'm not seeing that exponential lift. So it's just like pretty steady, and then I get a little bit of a lift, but I'm not getting that, Q4 rush with my current catalog. Now, I'm definitely also looking into and producing more books now that follow that as well, so we can jump more on trends and have those exponential days. Same thing here, like business, marketing, and how-to books. Like again, stuff that you buy for yourself and not others, right? And think about it from this perspective too. Like I think it's hilarious, right? Thinking about, someone buying my emotional intelligence book and giving that as a gift, because when you think about it, that's basically like saying to someone, hey, I can tell that you struggle with your emotional intelligence and I bought this for you so that you can fix it, right? Which can come off as a little bit offensive to some people. So you can kind of see how, when it's your own problem, when you're marketing to someone who has the problem themselves, that's a very different thing. And it's almost a little bit harder than marketing to someone who is basically just vibing off the feeling of giving this gift. Anything with no clear recipient or emotion, right? So again, no clear outcome. That stuff just generally doesn't do very well. And we're talking about even, strong evergreen titles. Like those are great all year, but bought by the reader and for the reader. So kind of like what I'm saying, and I've been saying a few times here, the kind of stuff where you buy it for yourself, it's not as amazing for Q4 and giftable season. That's just kind of what it is. So giftable definitely beats good, right? So this is what I want to show you guys. So this is a dad book that did 300K plus in 2 months, and I'll show you which book it is. This is by the Larkin Road results. This is me showing Calidata. So this is for Father's Day, obviously, not Q4, but again, a similar kind of gifting event, right? And you can see this book launched in April, and then to closer and closer to Father's Day, it just completely takes off. And then between April and May of 2026, that book generated $219,000 in sales on TikTok. Like just amazing, right? And then it just falls off completely. But I'm pretty sure that they were pretty happy with those results. And again, it just hit that vibe perfectly, right? It's giftable, it's for Father's Day, and it's all the kids that are buying gifts for their dads. They see it, and it's the perfect gift. And if you look at the book itself, it's got a pretty nice cover, but it's a very simple cover, right? We got a very simple listing. And at the time, during Father's Day, it actually had less than 20 reviews and a 3.9 star rating at that point. Now it looks like they've gotten a few more reviews and a higher rating, but you can still see, like, from a KDP like publishing perspective, most coaches would say something along the lines of they should have 100 to 200 reviews on this, and maybe change the cover up a little bit. It's very simple. The listing isn't like optimized, and yet during peak Father's Day, this is actually June 16th. This book is in the top 200 on KDP, right? So again, absolutely crushing it with something that's giftable, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like good or amazing quality. Obviously, these books are good quality. I'm just saying they're pretty simple and are still able to generate those results because they tap into the feeling. So that's what we're looking for. So here's how to pick your Q4 book, right? So the first thing you want to do is just run the test, right? On your catalog. So look at your books that you have and run the test. Is there a recipient? Is it an emotion? Does giving this book produce an emotion? And then what's the occasion? And you want 2 out of 3 minimum to make sure that this is a giftable book, right? For instance, if you do like 100,000 Whys, I'm not saying to copy that book, but something similar, right? That has a very clear recipient. That is a child. And the emotion is you feel good about giving your kids something that they're going to find interesting, but also teach them something, which is something that parents really care about, right? Occasion. Cool thing here is this could be for any occasion. It's not specifically to Christmas. It's not specifically to birthdays. Like, it could be for any occasion or just for fun, right? So this one doesn't have that clear occasion, but it hits 2 out of the 3 minimum. And then, the next step is, you want to look at your catalog. You might actually already own a giftable winner and that you've just been ignoring for a while. Next thing is pick one book. If nothing fits in your catalog, launch a single giftable book. So I don't want people to make 5 and hope for the best, right? Like, just focus on one first and probably just make that the broadest one, right? So you see these brands that have I'm not saying you should make a like Love You Mom or Love You Dad book, but you see the brands that have like the Love You Mom and the Dad books, but they also typically have like a What I Love About You. And What I Love About You is such a generic, open, broad thing, because it could be your friend, it could be your spouse, it could be your child, it could be your parents, right? So start with the broad one when you're picking one book to make, right? If you don't already have something that's in your catalog and that fits the brand. And then you just want to name the recipient, right? So name the recipient out loud before you script a single video. And what I mean by that is, if it's a dad's book, like, the recipient is dad. If it is a gift book to moms, the recipient is mom. If it is an activity book or a kid's encyclopedia, like, it's your child, right? It's the children. So you just want to be very clear on who the book is for before you even start to make the content about it. And when you do make the content and when you're very clear on that, it's actually really easy to come up with the content. So here's the big takeaway, right? You don't need the best book. You just need the most giftable one. I have seen some pretty ugly gift books do extremely well because they just tap into the emotion, right? So, of course, you want it to be a high quality one. I'm just saying that it doesn't need to be for you to be successful. So Q4 truly rewards gifts. So you need that recipient plus emotion plus occasion. Know the winners, right? So we're talking about kids books, coloring books, guided journals, devotionals, cookbooks, and then those kind of novelty, like, interesting books. And then what we're doing is we're selling to the giver. So show the moment they open it, not the features. Paint the picture of the feeling that they're gonna be feeling as they're giving this gift, and how the person's gonna respond to it. Like, that's really the key here. And if this is something that you want help with, right, winning Q4, getting those books out, and you're wanting to use TikTok, right, as a method to do this, because that's really what I focus on, using TikTok as a content engine that drives all this awareness, then you can book a call with me and we can look at your catalog and we can see how I can help you market your book. So again, the whole case here is you got to pick the right book, you got to crack the angle, and get TikTok Shop running before the season hits. That way, you're in a prime position to go viral. You're in a prime position to get massive amounts of traffic and truly scale your business during the Q4 season. And then you can ride that into January. Now, if you like this video, I'm constantly posting more, constantly thinking of new ways to help. I think very soon here in the future, I'm going to be making some videos on specific content and how to create that content. And then I really hope that you guys crush, subscribe and like, and then I'll see you next time.